So you're planning a trip to Barcelona, but you're not quite sure what to do. You know it's called the City of Gaudí, but you're not really understanding why. But you did the hard part, which was book the trip, and now the easy part is doing the research. So congratulations, because you're watching a video like this to help you enjoy your trip a little bit more. But in today's video, we're gonna go ahead and break down the top 5 things that you need to do if you're visiting Barcelona. And I'm super excited for you because Barcelona is one of my favorite cities ever. It is breathtakingly beautiful. There's so much history, culture, and things to get into in Barcelona. So I'm a little jealous that you're getting to go if you're watching this video right now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. If this is your first time seeing my beautiful face, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie, but you can call me StephaNena. I create content in the travel, lifestyle, and personal development space so that you can be living your best life and feeling like you're living your best life too. And if you feel like you're gonna enjoy this video, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button, because that's gonna suggest to the algorithm that this is a good video for others who are currently planning a trip to Barcelona to watch. If you really are feeling like you're liking the content that I put out, as well as the videos that you keep coming back to, I know you keep coming back, go ahead and hit that red button for me down below and subscribe, because we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, guys, and I'm so excited to be on this journey with you all. So do me a favor and hit that red button and that like button down below, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. Now, like I said, Barcelona is literally one of my favorite cities ever. I had always dreamt of going to Barcelona. Spain in general was one of the top countries that I've always wanted to visit, and I still need to go back to hit a couple different places, not just Barcelona. But today's video is focused on Barcelona. And before we even jump into the top 5, we really need to do a brief history lesson on whose fingerprints are all over the city. And that man is Antoni Gaudí. Now, Antoni Gaudí was born in 1852 in Catalonia, Spain, and literally, like I said, his fingerprints are all over the city, and he is really best known for his wildly imaginative, nature-like style and inspired work. All of his work really helped to define the modern Catalan movement that we saw, I guess, a couple hundred years ago. And today, like I said, he is basically known as the unofficial architect of Barcelona. So they don't call it the City of Gaudí for no reason. What I like to say is Gaudí did not just create buildings or artwork. He really designed entire experiences. And if you're visiting Barcelona and you get to go to these places, you'll really understand what I mean by that. This is not just a building that you look at. This is something that you walk through, you take in, you observe, you learn. And so it's an entire experience in itself, just being able to see the buildings that he's created, the architect that he's made, the artwork that he's done, but also being able to feel the actual energy of the place in itself is just something that is like so beautiful. It's really hard to describe, you guys. So that's why I'm really happy that you're getting to go to experience this for yourself. And one thing that I like to know about Antoni Gaudí is you'll really see that he has like kind of like an obsession with nature in his artwork, and religion and geometry as well, that you'll see going all the way from rooftops down to balconies. And one thing about Spain is they are definitely very Catholic. So that's why I say he has a lot of religion in his artwork, and you'll definitely see that religion has played a super huge part in everything that he does. So the last 15 years of Antoni Gaudí's life was actually dedicated to La Sagrada Família, which I'm not going to spoil the countdown for you guys, but of course this is on there because it is just such a sight to see. It is beautiful. But like I said, the last 15 years of his life was dedicated to that one project alone. And in 1926, unfortunately, Antoni Gaudí passed away tragically because at night he was hit by a tram, but his legacy still lives on within the streets of Barcelona, and 7 of his works were actually dedicated to the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. And UNESCO stands for United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, I want to say. Yep, that is exactly why they, like I said, they don't call it the City of Gaudí for no reason, guys. Like, his handprints are literally all over the city. So that is is a brief little history lesson for you guys as far as Barcelona goes, because he is going to come up a lot during this video as far as some of the places that you need to be visiting in Barcelona. So let's go ahead and get into number 5. Actually, we're going to go from 5 down to 1. And so number 5 is Gothic Quarter. So the Gothic Quarter was actually created during the Roman era. So we're throwing it back to 15 BC. And you can still see the remnants of the Romans during this time. And it's actually really cool to see and experience. And so originally it was a Roman settlement. So a lot of the Romans lived there. And then during the medieval time, which was around the medieval period between the 5th through the 15th centuries, that's when it started to be re-inspired, rebuilt to be more so of a Spanish influence. But you still have a lot of the Roman influence in that architecture as well. So you're still going to have that feeling, kind of being like in Rome a little bit. Now, it is beautiful. The reason that they call it the Gothic Quarter is because of the architecture, the Gothic inspired architecture, the columns, the things like that. A really good tip about the Gothic Quarter is this is really a good time to just explore. Like, don't have any plans when you go there. Just literally just to go walk around, explore the cafes, look at the streets, the really style of architecture, take some pictures. But definitely, if you're going to the Gothic Quarter, the biggest tip that I have for you is literally don't have any plans. Just go and explore. This is a great area to explore and just walk around and see what it's talking about. And they definitely have some really good food in this quarter as well. You already know Barcelona is all about the tapas and the wine and the seafood and things like that. So go sit down, enjoy yourself, and really just have a time to explore and take pictures and take in the beauty that is the Gothic Quarter. Now let's go ahead and move on to number 4, which is La Rambla. La Rambla is literally just a street, but it's a very long street. It's kind of like you're walking the Hollywood Walk of Fame, basically. And Rambla is like a street that's full of like street dancers, food, shopping. There's tons of shopping on La Rambla, and it's pretty cool actually. But I will say you have to be really careful when you're going to La Rambla because they know it's very touristy. Like, there's tons of pickpocketers there, so definitely keep your pockets and your purses very close, because this is an area where you might lose something, or it might come up missing. So if you're gonna go, I would say a fanny pack that you can have around the front is best. If you do have a purse, make sure that it can zip up. Don't have it just kind of like around your back. Even book bags are a little like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. If I did have the book bag, I would have it on my front. But I just want you guys to be careful because I don't want you to come up with anything missing now, okay? That's not what we want. But La Rambla is busy, it's bold, it's buzzing with energy all the time. It's about 0.75 miles, like a quarter mile long, well, 3/4 of a mile long. So it's not too long to walk. It's good for a nice little stroll to explore. And I also want you to be aware, like, yes, this is a great street to explore, but I would say if you find any cafes or anything, that's cool, but it's very touristy, like I said. So those cafes are probably going to be charging like 5 times more than if you were to walk a couple streets like down the block or into. So like, let's say this is La Rambla. If you go outwards this way, you'll probably find a lot more authentic, affordable food that tastes like either, if not the same, then better than it would on La Rambla. Because like I said, this is a very touristy street. It's a tourist spot that you must hit just to see everything that's going on. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for somewhere to eat, it probably shouldn't be on the actual street because they're going to be overcharging you. And if they come out to you and show you a menu, that is peak tourist trap. So don't do it. Just walk a couple streets down and then you'll find some more authentic places that are still just as good. Now, number three is La Casa Mila. And this is beautiful, you guys. La Casa Mila is a place that you must visit. It's also called La Pedrera. I'm not sure exactly why, but if you type it in your maps, it'll come up both ways. Now, this is another Antoni Gaudí inspired work. So I told you guys he was gonna come up a lot, which it was, and it did. And this building is like beautiful. It's so unreal to see that this is actually like a building that you get to go inside. It almost like you kind of want to reach out and just touch it, to be honest. I just lied. I know why it's called La Pedra actually. So it's better known as La Pedra, and that actually means the stone quarry, and it is a building that is literally made of stone. You'll see it when you go, and I'll probably have pictures showing as well this whole time so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. For Casa Mila, Gaudí drew a lot of his inspiration from nature, which, like I said, he drew a lot of his inspiration for his buildings from nature, religion, and you can tell in this he felt like nature was God's perfect architecture, because if you look very closely, you'll see that he drew a lot of his inspiration from ocean waves as well as mountain cliffs. And if you look really closely when you get there, you'll notice that nowhere on or in the building there are no straight lines, just like in nature. Nothing in nature is perfect, and that's exactly what he wanted to portray with Casa Mila. So at its core, Casa Mila is a blend of faith, form, and function, and for Gaudí, it just really re-inspired what he thought architecture could be. There's a lot of things about Casa Mila that he wanted to add but actually couldn't add due to the controversy. Like for the roof, he wanted to do a sculpture, or he actually planned a massive Virgin Mary sculpture for the roof, but it wasn't added because of controversy, so you won't see that. But you'll see like sculptures, or the roof chimney that you'll see is disguised as like a soldier or mask, but it's actually functional vents. So it looks like a sculpture, but at the end of the day, he added that in for vents for the building. So in La Casa Mila, you'll really see like how genius Antoni Gaudí really is with his artwork, and how inspired it is by nature, religion, and all the symbolism that he used to bring in to this building. And this is not the only building that he did that. But let's go ahead and move on to number 2. And number 2 is Park Güell. And actually, this is one of my favorites, and I think the story behind this is actually so cool. And of course, I'm going to tell you guys, because why not? So Park Güell, this is one of the most famous sites in Barcelona. Now, it is a little bit of a ways out of the city, but pro tip, take the train. That's what I did. We took public transportation. It's actually really, really safe there in Barcelona, and it's kind of fun. I like to take public transportation whenever I go outside of the country, because their systems are so much more, I feel like, advanced and normalized rather than in the US, because I feel like in the US, when they, except for the only place that I feel like people don't care is New York, but everywhere else, I feel like public transportation is looked down upon for some reason, but it's actually a blessing. Anyway, that's a side note rant that was not necessary. But in different countries, I love taking public transportation. It's pretty easy to navigate. You don't need to speak Spanish. Definitely have a translator app out, but do walk. Once you get there, try not to, take the easy way out and get somebody to take you up to the top. You guys just walk, because 1, it's great exercise, and 2, you get to see some really breathtaking views of the city, not just when you get up to Park Güell, but also on your way up there. Now, I'm pretty sure when we went and we were walking up, they were doing construction. So I think they're either building a stairway or building an escalator. Now, that escalator is going to take you forever to get up there, but at the end of the day, it'll be like an easier way if you have a little bit of trouble walking. So definitely that is something to note if you're going. But Park Güell, number 2, and let's get into like the story behind Park Güell. So Park Güell is actually one of the most magical places, in my opinion, in Barcelona. But fun fact, it was actually not supposed to be a park. In the 1900s, I think it was actually 1900, the year 1900, a businessman, last name is Guell. I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name. I think it's like Busoni or something like that. He came to Antoni Gaudí asking about his ability to be able to build this high-end luxury neighborhood. And so he wanted to do this luxury housing development on this hillside city and have it overlook the city. And he just thought this was just gonna sell out. This was gonna be amazing. They're gonna be able to build so many houses. This is gonna be for the luxury, for the rich people. But actually it didn't sell that well. So the goal was to create a community that was like gardens, artistic flair, very community guys. Just think like gated community, but make it Gaudí, right? You think white picket fence, you have your garden, you have your dogs running around, but Gaudí, right? And honestly, I would want to live in that neighborhood, but that is neither here nor there. So what Gaudí did was, we see design these like winding paths, these mosaic style paintings. You'll see, all these beautiful colors and everything like that, but only 2 houses were ever built and the project flopped. So they actually didn't sell. And by 1926, what they did was they decided to turn it into a park instead. The city decided, you know what, we're going to turn this into a park. And it was also admitted into one of the UNESCO heritage sites that we see today. But at the end of the day, what was supposed to be one of like, you know, this upscale luxury housing projects actually turned into one of the most beautiful parks ever built. And you really can't be mad at it. So this is another one of Antoni Gaudi's like beautiful inspired works that turned into something that we can all enjoy. And you guys know, if you actually watch the Cheetah Girls, this is one of the places that was filmed in the movie. So if you've watched Cheetah Girls, I think Cheetah Girls 2, when they were in Barcelona, Park Güell is one of the destinations that they were at. So like I said, pro tip, walk, you guys. Unless you are not able, you should definitely be walking up to the top. Yes, it is going to be some work. You're going to be sore the next day because you are walking straight uphill. But at the end of the day, once you get up there, oh my God, it'll be so worth it. You're going to enjoy the fact that you went. Also, pro tip, book your tickets in advance. Book your tickets in advance. Do not wait until you get there to book your tickets, okay? They do sell out, especially depending on the time of year you go. So definitely try and book those in advance. So if you've already booked your trip, pick a day to go, book that. It just really sucks if you have to go all the way up to the top and then you get there and they say there are no more tickets available for the day. And so definitely please try and do that in advance and walk. So let's go ahead and move to last but not least, number one. And you guys already know what number one is going to be. Well, let's be honest. We all know it. Let's say it together. La Sagrada Familia. Okay. Now, La Sagrada Familia is a breathtaking church, and it means Church of the Holy Family, I'm pretty sure. And this is Antoni Gaudi's best, most amazing work that was ever built to this day that is still being built. So like I said, he died in 1926, and this is still a work that is being finished to this day. They are still doing construction. You're still going to see that when you go. When I went, you could see the scaffolding that was on the building, and I'm actually not sure when it is planned to be done. Let me see if I can look that up real quick. Wow, love it. It's actually planned to be finished in 2026, coinciding with the 100th anniversary of architect Antoni Gaudi's death. Wow, how ironic that that's next year. So that's pretty cool, but they are still planning on renovating some parts of the church as well. Fun fact, didn't know that it was supposed to be finished next year, but that's so cool. Wow. So construction for this church actually started in 1882, you guys. And this is going on 140 years of construction. That just goes to show you how massive and how brand that this church really is. Now, with modern day construction, right, we have all the tools necessary to really get that done a little bit faster to speed up the process. But think all the way back to 1882 when they started this project and see how far it's come to now. You'll definitely be very amazed and surprised at how beautiful this structure is. And so the best way to describe walking through La Sagrada Familia is like walking through a stone forest bathed in colored light. And I'll like, of course, have a couple of pictures, especially if like me inside the church, and you'll see the color that is coming into the church. Now, please be respectful. Of course, it is still a church, and I'm pretty sure when we went, there were people actually attending a service there as well. So this church really blends Gothic and Art Nouveau styles, and you'll definitely see that in the architecture, the artwork inside of the church. And it is just something that is so beautiful to see and to take in yourself. Definitely lots of colors and lots of history in there too. Once the building is finished, La Sagrada Familia will actually be the tallest church in the entire world, okay? So its central tower will be reaching over 566 feet. I don't think you guys really understand how tall that is. That is pretty freaking tall. Like, that is a tall building, and honestly, you're not even going to be able to conceptualize it. You can look at pictures all you want. Trust me, you can look at pictures all you want, but you're not going to be able to see and understand this for yourself until you actually go and visit in person and see what this church looks like. When I literally went, I was like, there is no way to me that church was that tall. And if you take the public transportation, when you get off at the train station, as soon as you turn around, it's just going to hit you in the face, and it's going to be so crazy. So definitely this is something that needs to be on your list. Okay. Now, pro tip, please book your tickets in advance. Don't try and go and just try and get in because it might be sold out, such as Park Güell, because remember, with Antoni Gaudi's work, it is famous. Okay. There's a reason why why 3 of his works is on this list or are on this list. So definitely with those, like especially like Casa, Mila, Park Güell, and La Sagrada Familia, you want to book your tickets in advance. So pick a day, any day that you're going, and go. It doesn't need to be like a Saturday or a Sunday or a Tuesday. Like as long as you book your tickets so that you can actually get in, trust me, it's going to be worth it. No matter how much they are, it's going to be worth it. So of course, I promised you guys a bonus, and I actually have 2 bonuses for you guys. So number 1, something that I did that I really enjoyed is we actually went bike riding, and it did a really cool tour for us, and it hit a lot of the hot spots. It was a lot of really good hot spots and little low-key spots for you guys to visit as well. And if you want, you guys of course can watch the Barcelona vlog. I literally go over everything. You'll see everything in that vlog as well. The only thing that you probably won't see is inside La Casa Mila and inside Park Güell, but you'll see on La Sagrada Família, you'll see the bike riding and a couple of the other things that we did too with in Barcelona. And the second bonus that I have for you guys is actually called Timeout Market. Now, Timeout Market wasn't there when I went, but when I was doing research for this video, I saw that they opened up a Timeout Market in Barcelona. And if you don't know anything about Timeout Market is one of the leading food halls. Have you ever been to like a food hall that has just all of these different foods and desserts that you can try? That is Timeout Market, but Timeout Market has like the top restaurants really within the country, within the continent. They're in that market, and guys, that food is so good. So pro tip, if you go, definitely go on an empty stomach. Go hungry, okay? So do not go after you've already eaten something and you want to go check it out. No, you need to be hungry. If you're going with multiple people, you guys try and share. Like, don't all get your own meals. Try and share across like a couple of meals, a couple of plates, so you can try more. And the food, there's no reason for it to be bad, because these restaurants and these chefs had to apply and go through a very rigorous process to get into that market. And the market is very like limited time only. So it's not going to be in Barcelona forever. It's actually only going to be there for a couple of years, and then they move to different locations. I know they have one in Lisbon, they have one in Miami, they have one in Barcelona now, but it's only popping up in a couple of places around the world. So if you are going to Barcelona this year, you need to have that on your list to go. And like I said, do not go full, do not go kind of hungry, do not go, oh, I can eat. Like, no, you need to be able to eat a house and go pig out at that market, okay? Now, that is pretty much it as far as my top 5 things to do in Barcelona. Now, if you have been to Barcelona and you're watching this video and there's something that I didn't mention, please drop that below for everybody else who's visiting. And honestly, like, I might want to book another trip to Barcelona too. So I'm gonna need all the intel and the insight that I can get, okay? So once again, number 5, Gothic Quarter. Number 4, La Rambla. Number 3, Casa Mila. Number 2, Park Güell. And number 1, La Sagrada Familia. You guys, these are all spots you want to hit up. And then the 2 bonuses that I added for you guys, 1 was an activity, which was the bike riding. And then 2, of course, was Timeout Market, which is now in Barcelona that you don't want to miss. Now, like I said, if you are planning a trip to Barcelona, what is your number 1 spot from this video that you're definitely going to hit up? And if you've done your research and there's something that I didn't add, go ahead and drop that in the comments below, because I would like to know if there's anything that I'm missing. And also, I know other people who are watching this will probably like to know as well. If you are curious what that Barcelona vlog is talking about, definitely check that out. I have it linked in this video so that you can watch it. And I wanted to say thank you for tuning into today's video. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Like I said, if you are planning a trip, you struggle, with trip planning and things like that, definitely check out my Stan store. If you struggle with planning a trip and, itinerary planning is not one of your strong suits, definitely fill out one of my itinerary request forms, because that will help you to plan your trip with a little bit more ease. What I do is I assist you with your itinerary planning. We sit down and we get a budget, how many people are going, what kind of trip do you want to have, how many days are you there for? And from there, I'll actually help you make your itinerary for the trip, so that way you can go into your vacation, into your trip with a little bit more ease and peace of mind. I got you. And check out my Stan store, because I have that Pack Like a Pro packing list that you can download for free your global getaway guide that'll help you set your travel vision, plan your travel budget, as well as prepare for your trip a lot better, all the way from health and safety down to like documents that you need when you're going abroad. And then lastly, if you do struggle with budgeting and financial planning, not even just for trips, honestly, like everyday life, you definitely want to grab that budget like a boss spreadsheet, because that is going to help you with all of that. So don't forget to hit that red button down below if you enjoyed today's video to become part of the family. I come to you guys all the time with travel, lifestyle, and personal development content, like I said, so you can be living and feeling like you're living your best life. I would love to have you as part of the family. And if you really did like today's video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, so that way it can suggest to the algorithm that this is a good video for others to watch. But other than that, like I said, I appreciate you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoy your trip, because I'm jealous of you and I want to go to Barcelona too. Please let me know how it goes. I would love to hear how your trips go. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.